Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here and I'm bringing you Psychic Idol with a progress review. So if you're Psychic Idol player or perhaps Idol gamer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as I post as often as possible and bring you best tips and advice. And if you enjoy what you see, then hit that like button as well. Right then guys, so I'm gonna kick off with this a first episode of a mini-series where I want to go through progress review. Sometimes a few minutes video where I talk about certain subject won't be able to obviously to show you everything I have managed to achieve, but at the same time I'm happy to get a lot of feedback so I can learn as well. So I'm gonna get through a Psychic Idol first and go through as many aspects of the game I can, so I can show you my levels, a certain damage I have managed to achieve, etc. So without further ado, let's jump straight into. So obviously first things first, the total CP currently stands at 627H. The main quest is at stage 530. So obviously I won't be able to farm there just yet. So I'm currently farming at 8-9 and I'm doing this for a purpose of a hot time. So obviously at a middle of the screen, always when the hot time is activated, you will have this message. And today apart Underground Mall drop rate X2, we also got gold. So I have managed to squeeze quite a lot of rewards from a mall itself, and now I'm farming in as high stage as possible, obviously to squeeze the most profitable area. And then at the same time, if you're unable to farm at your highest level, then drop stage or two, but this is obviously where you're gonna benefit most. If you then switch into a equipment X2 or material, then you can start dropping in the lower stages where you will continue farming your research. So now addressing as well skills itself, I'm still fully relying on the Ice Bullet here. Obviously we've got a additional skill for a cooldown reset, and then everything else is additional buffs to boost more damage. And I still find it a very efficient, especially when I'm trying to push new stages or farm in these top tiers. Okay, so now jumping into a growth section. So as you see, this is my total, obviously, CP, and I just slowly go through all the stats I currently own. Pretty happy, obviously, with a total attack, and even more happier when it comes to actually equipment and material drop, and this is something I'm constantly upgrading, and you should definitely look into that too. So the material drop will be everything around, how much research you're able to squeeze, and equipment apart the items which you then translate into upgrades. You can also get a gems outright from farming, so this is a very important two areas. Everything else obviously will boost to the daily dungeons you'll be doing regardless, and then finally obviously everything you do will translate into a total CP. So now jumping into research itself, as you see in between chapter 1, I'm pretty much sitting here at level 38 all the way to currently chapter 8, 38, 36, 37 is average, as I believe you should be going with a very similar levels. There is no point focusing heavily on a, let's say, chapter 1 to get it to level 100, it will take you weeks. Obviously you're gonna have a great multiplier when it comes to main ability. Don't get me wrong, farming on a top levels will give you obviously more boosts when it comes to a certain stats, etc. But this multiplier with the research itself is gonna be one of the mandatory products you want to aim for and have it obviously at the highest level possible. At the same time, because there is no difference with a chapter, I'm thinking you should go and pretty much switch in between these areas as well. You don't want to get too much bored out when you will be farming a chapter 1, let's say, for weeks on and on. Right, so then we're jumping into Enlightenment. As you see, currently at level 179, another 30 minutes on the clock, and then again probably I'll launch another 24 hours. Absolutely love this option. It pretty much allows me to focus on other beats, and I know this alignment runs in a background. Quantum Jump currently at level 86. Abilities, I'm now on a full attack ability, obviously to squeeze as much gold as possible. When I don't, I switch into ability which allows me to get more materials and equipment. When it comes to special ability, obviously starting with HP, then reuse, to then finally start investing in harmony. I put a separate video about it, but this is a skill you want to aim for. We got here a main ability with extra percentage, and this is a skill you want to definitely focus on every single time the moment you have unlocked it. When it comes to emblem, I've got quite a lot of resources now. I might be looking in obviously farming a little bit more, but again, full offensive here, as much damage as possible. Okay, so from this section we can then go into a battle itself. So currently my underground is at level 68, 66 for virtual, 57 for dungeon, defense at 47, and when it comes to world boss I managed to squeeze 3.7k actually, yeah, this is now in a K letter damage. So that's where we are with a battle itself. When it comes to equipment, actually if I jump into set effects and scroll all the way down, I have stopped currently summoning equipment because I have managed to go into LL set. As you see, main ability 2.8 times, and I got to say it took me a few weeks to save up enough gems, so therefore I parked it up and I'm investing into different areas to then I'll be starting a triple L set. When it comes to nano machine, obviously I'm still investing as much as I can into a equipment and material, what I have addressed earlier. Pretty much if I do exchange, I go for these very materials just to keep boosting this very section. Drone itself is on a LL level currently. Computer very similar to a nano machine. I'm going and investing as much as I can into equipment and material. Amplifiers, I believe I'm on L level as well. First L unlocked slowly by steadily going into a next ones. And finally a satellite, it's at level 15 when it comes to a first one and level 8 to a second one. And I'm currently working towards obviously fulfilling all the requirements for the third satellite. Right, and next we going into a superpower, and obviously we go set effects. So as you see, we are on a first one level 54, level 52, 45, 45, 32, 14, 5 and 3. So that's why the reason I'm still using Ice Bullet rather than, you know, any other stronger skill, as I'm still pretty much lacking that damage output. So probably I will focus for the next few weeks just to keep summoning a little bit more superpower, and then I believe I will switch into a tracking at some point. And obviously the more the heaviest hitters I've got, the more main ability I will boost, and we got here a 200% every single time, so that's definitely something I need to focus going forward. And I think lastly I can show you a bit of decor, and this is something I have recently invested quite heavily as well. Obviously you won't be wearing as much outfit as possible, but apart this obvious gold output now with additional titles which you can find in the quest, there is a great element where actually the recent one I have unlocked, where do I find it? It was this one, possess 150 decors, and I have boosted my main ability X2. So I've seen a massive jump just by unlocking a little bit more decor. So that will be it, guys. Obviously this is the first episode, there will be more to come for this very title as well as other games. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have, you know what to do. Smash this like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I will see you next time.